Welcome to Love Life After, where we embark on the beautiful journey of love, life, and resilience. I am Christelle, your host and friend on this exploration. Whether you're joining us for the first time or you're a cherished member of our family, thank you for being here. On this podcast, we'll share personal tales of triumph, heartache, and the incredible transformation that unfold after every challenge. So grab your favorite glass of wine, cup of tea, or coffee and find a cozy spot and let's dive into this magic of love, life, and everything that happens after the obstacle. And remember, your story is our inspiration, and together we'll navigate this journey ahead.
Baby, you're my coat. She got me feeling like a dope fiend. I'm addicted to a black queen. Baby, you're my coat. She got me feeling like a dope fiend. I'm addicted to a black queen, a black queen.
Welcome back to Love Life After. I am Christelle, and today's episode is going to be a little different. I know in the beginning of this season, I told y'all how I'm not really going to be editing a lot of this season because I really wanted to just be real and authentic. And that's what I'm going to do this whole season. Even when I have an interview with people, I really wanted to just be, really great conversation and true conversation with self. So yesterday I wanted to share this because I feel like at first I wasn't sure if I should share it, but I felt like I should because when I was on an interview with Coach Bel Rise yesterday regarding just like me, general, like just sharing myself. Like I said, like this season is really about growth for me and like self awareness and self reflection. So I really just wanted to share that part of me with you. And I was recording the episode yesterday when I was on her live. And when I tell y'all that episode was like really eye opening, it touched so many people and it just encouraged me to continue. One of the person that it touched yesterday was my mother-in-law. It really touched her. She even like said that she wanted to come, on the podcast and give out, her story, to share her story about her life. And it just really touched me to know that, we are really making a difference. And like Coach Bell Rise, to have that platform where she encouraged people to come on and just share their story. So I really just want to share some of those with you. Like I said, I did started recording the episode when she was doing it, but for some reason I wasn't able to pick up the audio of her. So I'm just gonna like go ahead today. I just decided this a few hours ago that I was just gonna go ahead and you know read the question that she asked me and then answer them like how I answer, or even if I just needed to like really be more open to myself too, and just to share this piece of me with you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. Some of the questions that she asked, they were really good and eye opening to myself that I didn't even, some of those I never even like thought of. But I'm gonna go ahead and start. I just want to go ahead and get started. One of the question was, when you first discovered the betrayal, what thought were running through your mind? So this particular betrayal she was talking about, where my husband infidelity, and how did that affected me. But honestly, at the time, I thought of it as a betrayal, but now thinking back on it, it really wasn't a betrayal to me. It was really like something that I feel like I put into place. I started. So, I mean, as you go on, I think you'll understand more. One of the reason why, well, some of the reasons why. But honestly, I didn't have any thoughts about that feeling. At the moment when it happened, I really just felt like really dumb because I remember thinking, well, this happened. So that was a moment when I really just realized that I still care for my husband. Well, at the time that I really did still care for him because it hurt at the time. So until then, like I felt, well, this is just talking from at the time when these things happened. I felt miserable, like because what I consider like at the moment, I thought it was like a loveless marriage, at least one of from my part, not from his part. I felt like it was a loveless marriage, so I knew he loved me, but I didn't have the same love for him. Like, and thinking back on that, like, I've always make it a point to, let him know that I do really truly apologize for what happened, because it make me sad, and it's sad that we did experience those things. So that's one. The next question was, what led you to seek professional help instead of walking away without reflection? So at first, I didn't walk away. When I found out, like, what happened during that time was very horrific, and it was really scary for me because that experience pushed me to seek help because I didn't like the person I had become. It was like a wake up call too, because looking back, I realized that that was the first, I guess, like a semi experience, that kind of like prepared me to now. And I'll go more into detail as I go. Sorry, guys. So I apologize if you hear all the noise in the background, but I really just wanted to get this out before, I guess while it's still fresh in my mind. Another question that she asked me was, during your healing process, what was the biggest limiting belief you had to overcome? Um, Really, I don't think there were really like a limiting belief, but one of the biggest limiting belief that I would say, like, pertaining to the situation where I had, well, I guess, sorry guys, um, I had like an epiphany, I guess you will say, where it wasn't like entirely my own, but I felt like they all from other people, they came from like, bits of pieces of like different situation, like people like hearing different situation and like running with it with their own assumption. Because even like some people even told me to leave him, while others like really didn't understand how I could like stay with my husband at the time. They didn't understand the whole story. And my personal belief was like, because I struggle with what the idea was of like, I guess, what happened, I couldn't leave because I ended up, I guess what I'm saying is, I was scared at the time to be a single parent. That's one thing that I've said even as a young age, that I never wanted to be a single parent. And that's not what I wanted for myself or my family. But when people were saying, their assumption or telling me different things about, their experiences, like, it just really hurt me at the time. But I guess that's where like the shame really was. So I guess that makes sense. But if y'all have any question about that, because I don't really think it was like any limited belief, but I guess it was like more so like on people. So I hope that answers. Um, Another one was, what role did self accountability and self reflection play in your journey? So I try to really hold myself accountable now, because I feel like accountability at the time was like a pivotal moment, because I really had to confront the way I, like, if you listen to any of the episode before that I've talked about this, I had to like really confront the way I was, because I had pushed my husband away because I felt like it was my fault, which at the time when it happened, like during the transitional phase, I kind of blocked a lot out. And I blocked it out so long that, you know, at the time, taking responsibility really was not an option. But now, like, it really helped me to see that I was more in pain than I realized, and I was experiencing things that I didn't really understand. And it also allowed me to really discover myself now, like the person that I am now, and really to stop hiding the lies that I was at the time telling myself, um, to in order for me to cope with the situation. So it really did help, to take accountability so I can like move on from the situation. And I know that's when like, therapy really helped me get through those moments in my life at that time. And the next question was, when people hear your story, they might wonder, how could you be grateful for what happened? What does that gratitude mean to you now? um, I think, okay, so I was just telling my mother-in-law about how I wrote a book. She didn't know I wrote a book, and we had a conversation about it. And then I was telling her how I'm really grateful because she didn't know part of the story. And then she, share some of her stories with me. And hopefully when she come on the podcast, we can talk more about it. But I feel like only God knows, because if this hadn't happened, I would have still been stuck in that small, fearful mindset because, believe it, I wasn't, well, at the time, like when I said I wasn't good enough, or I'm grateful now because those moments forced me to find myself and love the person that I feel like God created me to be. And I know, as strange as it sounds, like it ended up being one of the best things that happened to me. Like when I'm telling y'all this, I'm not saying this because I feel like, oh, I wanted to stay with him. No, it wasn't like that. I just felt like, him stepping out on our marriage was like one of the best things that happened to me, for like to me as a person, because it helped me find ways to really learn myself and love myself more. So the next question was, how did seeking help change the way you saw your relationship, and most importantly, yourself? I think I remember telling Coach Bel Rise yesterday that I felt like therapy was really something that saved me. Therapy was one of the best investment I could have ever made for myself, because it helped me to really dig deep and confront the things that kept me from loving myself and my husband. One of the biggest barriers, I think, throughout this whole experience was being sexually assaulted as a teenager and as a young kid. And I felt like that trauma really created triggers that carry on in my marriage, and I wasn't really aware of at the time. But that therapy really did help me. What It helped me because it allowed me to bring out the stuff that I was hoarding on and bottling up for so long. It really like came out. Um, and of course, like, while what happened with my husband wasn't like okay, but I had to face the role of, being the person that really like pushed him to what happened. And then of course those unresolved pain really played a big role in the way that I push him away. And I'm not blaming, I never really like blame, I mean, I blame him at the time it happened, but like now, after years of therapy, I really think that therapy allowed me to heal and gain clarity about myself and the things that happened. Because if I hadn't gone to therapy, I feel like those things would have still been in the same, I would have probably stuck in that same small minded mindset. And I'm just happy and glad that I was able to overcome that. So that alone really was like very important to me. So another question was there a specific moment where you realized you were healing? Absolutely. Absolutely, yes. Because I remember like one day I was praying, and for the first time there were like no tears. When I say there were really no tears, I felt like a sense of joy, like a relief almost. That was the moment when I knew I was on a healing journey. And of course, later, like I spoke about my experience without breaking down, without like really like crying about it, because I know at the time when I was like doing all the crying, I was still in pain. So, just like realizing that, God was in the midst of it all, and knowing that I have therapy to fall back on if there's anything that I needed to talk to anybody about. Um, I just really talked to my therapist about it first. And I didn't really allow other people's opinion. Well, while going to therapy, I didn't really allow other people's opinion to contradict like anything that I was feeling, or how, things turned out with the way I started like really feel about myself, where I started really reflecting and truly loving the person I was becoming. So I honestly think that that healing journey, that we all should go through a healing journey. It's not something that happened overnight, because we're working every day, we're working on something that's going to help us, or at least like with I guess what I'm saying is, when our mindset is really aligning with the way we want to live and really put God in the middle, I feel like everybody could go on a healing journey. But the only thing is that really stop us sometimes is ourselves. And I refuse to be standing in my own way. And I think that's when really my healing journey started. So the next question, um, how did you cultivate trust in yourself again after feeling so broken? Huh. Um, I remember that. So I reminded myself that every day is not the same. Today is different than yesterday. Every day is different, and I kind of like have to um, teach myself to control my mind and change anything that I was unhappy with. So, and I when I realized that power, when I realized I had the power to change anything that really was keeping me from being me and loving me, I've learned to embrace like all the flaws, the imperfection of me. Um, and that's I think that kind of like helped me trust the process, like the whole process, like in life period, like whether it was with friends, coworkers, family members, my husband, my kids. Like that journey really, it was really showing myself that I am enough. I can I can get through this. And showing myself grace along the way also like has been very essential, because I trust God to continue working on me and give me the peace that I needed, because having those negative thoughts sometimes in my mind like really did not help either. And those really 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 was those reason why like I was broken. um I think one of the episode like a few season back, where Miss Cynthia asked, "How do you?" It was like, I may not remember the exact question, but how do you know when you're still broken? That episode really helped me, and it allowed me to really like think about what it means to be broken, or in a way where it will allow and bring peace to myself. So that really did help a lot. So yeah, that question about how do you, after feeling broken, that really helped me and resonate a lot. So the other question she asked, I think it's like two more questions. Um, what's one powerful lesson about self-love and forgiveness that you discover? Whew. I think like a powerful lesson though, when it comes to a powerful lesson, was self-love to me now is non-negotiable. For me, self-love or even like self-care, it goes hand in hand, right? So they both like, I feel like they allow me to show up as the best version of myself. As for forgiveness though, I've learned that it's really about freeing myself, really being freed and not blaming the other person for anything, and holding like I know a lot of people, it's easier said than done when we say, oh okay, just forgive, but sometimes we forget but we don't really like forget. So I know that when I was holding on to the anger, it only thing it was doing to me was like weighing me down. And I remember like saying this to myself, like, if God could forgive me, who am I not to, like, extend the same grace to others? So why am I holding on to anger when I could forgive and relieve myself, from that anger? So the lesson I've taken away is that forgiveness is not really just for me, or the other person. Is really a gift that I'm giving to myself. And it really allowed me to, like, look at life differently. Or even when people wrong me, yes, we're all human. I may be upset in a moment, but, like, being aware and learning that, okay, this is not really for you. Like, just think about, God forgiving you, and you should extend the same gratitude and same thing that he did for other people. I know I'm rambling, but I just wanted to, like, people to know that when you really forgive someone, it's not really for them, but it really is a gift for yourself, because you're allowing yourself to feel at peace and to feel joy and be peaceful in your own mind. Because I think that's one of the mindset shift that really helped me throughout this whole transition. So, and I hope this really helped a lot of people, because, a lot of time we don't really think about forgiveness as something that's a gift for us. But when you realize that, is helping you, I think is a beautiful thing. And that's when really true healing and peace comes in. And I think okay, so this question is, how do you define strength and resilience after going through this? Okay, so let me just say that this has been like over 11 years. This is not like something, well, it happened about 11 years ago. So this is not something that's an overnight thing. This is not something that, that I woke up one day and said, oh, I found the strength now and I'm okay. Or no, this took years of experience. This took years of, self-reflection, self-discovery, lots of love, and for myself, really, because that's when I know, like, of course, therapy, because therapy was one of my anchor. It really, really helped me to strengthen myself. So for me, strength and resilience means showing up for myself, even when it's hard some days. Or some days, like, I know we talk about boundaries a lot, and sometimes I feel like I set boundaries for other people, but not really for myself, till I really love myself at the time. But now I really see boundary as something that um really that I really, really care about. I guess what I'm saying is trying to find those time and the space to really love the person that I am, and setting boundaries. So those, when it comes to strength and resilience, of course, I think it's just like really showing up for myself and embracing my journey, of course, my journey. And it's also like about maybe like being honest with myself a lot. That's one thing like I try to really do now, was just being honest with myself. I don't have to, it's me. Why do I need to lie to myself about? Like, just trusting myself throughout this process, and rebuilding trust really too is one of the most important thing. Well, I guess very detrimental to my mental health too as well, because trust is really, really hard when after experiencing the stuff that I went through. But just embracing that journey and like just trusting that it can be rebuilt with the help of therapy, for me, is really the ability to like really face the pain that I went through, and of course grow from it and keep moving forward. Because no matter what we face in life, I think the most important thing is know that we're not defeated, and just stay afloat and just keep going. Because no matter what happened in life, only we can fix it. We can't like rely on other people to fix us. Only we can fix us. So I'm glad. I think that was, yeah, that was the last question. So I'm glad that, she was able, Coach Bell was able to bring some of those out of me, because they really do help, like, to talk about, my story. And I know I've been saying this, sharing story is what really like, oh, excuse me, burp, is what really help us regain ourselves and find ourselves. When we tell our story, telling our story and sharing our story is a form of therapy, is a form of healing. So I'm going to continue to encourage people to share your story, love yourself, show up for yourself, and just know that no matter what it is that you're going through, even if in what's the word? If you like, you can't figure out where to go from now, or just how to find help, just look for people, trusted people that will help you through the journey and will encourage you to, seek professional help. Find a coach. Coach Bell, of course, she's available. Y'all could book her at coachbell.com. I think it's coachbelrisecoaching.com, but I'll be sure to put that description in there. So y'all could like reach out to her, and she will definitely help you with a lot. She does a lot. If you go on her website, you'll be able to see everything that she does, whether it's with mindset, healing, and also if you just, you have a business and you need help with, she'll definitely go ahead and help you to get on those journey and to work on yourself. So I just want to say that, I'm so thankful for her. I appreciate her for allowing me to share that on her platform, even though I wasn't able to get the whole clip from her. I wanted to just, go ahead and do this one personally and still go from the questions that she asked me. So I just want to say, your journey is your journey. Just don't try to follow what the trend is. Take your time on your journey. If something happened to you, like find a therapist. Like talk to somebody who is unbiased that can help you, and just remember that you are loved. You're not alone. Um, our life, like things happen in life, but the only thing we could do is keep moving forward and keep pushing forward, because no matter what happened in life, the only thing that we can focus on is ourselves. The only person that can help us is ourselves. So if you're going through anything in life, just like find help. Please seek professional help if you need to. Because when I don't know if I said this before, but I went through like 7 therapists, because it wasn't because I didn't like the other ones, but I just wanted to hear different perspective. Um, but it turned out to be like I was on the right path, because everyone told me that it was okay to do. And I still encourage people now to find your therapy, have therapy. So when you're going through something and you just don't want to talk to anybody about it, talk to a therapist about it, and they will help you. They will be there for you, and they will encourage you on your journey of self-discovery, self-love, or just, awareness and things like that. I'm trying my best to, I'm not human. Like we all go through things every day where we struggles with some of those things. But the only thing is that mindset shift. Like when you're going through certain things, someone told me one day, like, your mindset is what's gonna keep you from loving you. So, and that stuck with me. So, when you change your mindset and you start like really loving yourself, I promise you, you could live your life the way you want to live your life. And I just want to say thank you guys again so much for listening. Thank you for your love and your support. I really, truly appreciate all the love and the encouragement. And hopefully, throughout the year, throughout this season, I could bring more people. And I really do want to really share my story this season with you guys. So I'm just going to continue to do the same, because I'm just so proud of myself, I'm proud of the growth that I've done throughout the year, all my life, really, because I've never felt like this. I've never really like truly loved myself the way I do now. And I try to like encourage people to do the same. So I just want to say thank y'all so much. I have a lot of people that want to come on this season, and I'm going to try my best to bring them on, but I'm going to continue to share my story. And of course, and I apologize because I know I said I'm not going to edit this season, because I really just wanted to be very authentic. I think that was one of my child screaming. Sorry if y'all heard that. So I just wanted this season to be very authentic. I want y'all to like continue to share those stories with me. I want to be able to like share those on here if I'm allowed at the end of the season. So I just want to say thank y'all so much again. Thank you for your love and your support. If y'all have any question, comment, or concern, please email us at lovelifeafter18@gmail.com. And also, don't forget, if you do still want to record your podcast, if you are still in a process of like, trying to raise your ups about, starting your podcast, reach out to Buzzsprout. I use Buzzsprout, and they will be able to distribute your episode through all different platforms. It's BUZZSPROUT.com, and it's the best platform ever. A lot of people have been asking me, who do you distribute your podcast with, or how do you do those sound waves? Buzzsprout does it all for you. So just reach out to Buzzsprout. I think it's still in my link. So if you go under my link and you just press the link about Buzzsprouts, it'll take you straight to the website, and then you'll be able to, click it and then start your journey on your podcast. And remember, all you need is a laptop and a good mic, or even if you don't have a good mic, some laptop will be able to like do all of that for you. So happy podcasting, record. Follow your dream, love yourself, and do whatever makes you happy. And remember to love life after all. Thank y'all again so much for listening. I love and appreciate you guys. Thank you. See you next time.